do a recruiting thing. We recruit in the political business. So what I see is out here, by the way, is beauty and love and brilliance. But you know what us politicians call you? A voting block. We like voting blocks because we got a feel for what you're looking for. Education for your children, job opportunities, free from discrimination. They can't hear, do I have to start over? We know why you are here in this country and in this region. And our elected official, my brothers and sisters in elected office, we feel you, we see you, and we hear you. So I'm recruiting for the youth. We have internships at the City of Seattle. We have 911 dispatcher units. We are building a mentoring centers in our community centers and in our play fields. And I got to tell you, the new kind of police department we're going to build, I'm literally looking for people from your community to help protect your community. So if you're interested in law enforcement, the new kind of law enforcement, where we lead by mediating disputes, we lead with compassion, please see Ms. Emery, our Chief Equity Officer, because we are literally recruiting and finding ways to recruit from our community so we don't see some of the craziness that we see on TV that's happening to our community. Let me read the proclamation. And by the way, proclamations, they go into the city archives. These are part of the formal history of our city, and that's why these become very important. Whereas the city of Seattle is home to one of the largest Muslim populations in Washington state, and Islam is the world's second largest religion with over 1.6 billion followers worldwide, including more than 3 million in the United States, consists of a combination of immigrants and second and third generation Black, African American, Arab, Asian, Latino, and European Muslims. And whereas the growth of the American Muslim community has fostered the development of a variety of religious, civic, political, cultural, economic, social, ethnic, feminist, artistic, and professional organizations. And Muslim Americans serve in the United States military, local law enforcement. They hold political office from city council members to port commissioners to state senators to U.S. congressmen, upholding our nation's ideals of liberty, equality, and justice for all. And whereas the First Amendment of the United States Constitution protects the right to freedom of religion for all, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, age, or ability. And whereas interfaith dialogue has taken the forefront on the agendas of many Americans, Muslims organizations, demonstrating a belief that building trust, peace, and reconciliation will ultimately lead to harmonious interfaith relations in the United States. And whereas in Seattle we understand that our strength is in our diversity, and our economic communities and institutions are stronger and more vibrant because of you, the diverse tapestry woven among the Muslim community, and the diversity of faith, religions, and cultures within our region, that's what make our neighborhoods stronger. And whereas Ramadan, the 9th month of the Muslim calendar year, is a time of introspection and spiritual renewal for Muslims worldwide. And whereas I, Bruce Harrell, the mayor of Seattle, acknowledge Ramadan in the beginning of the month of fasting that started on April 2nd, 2022 for Muslims worldwide, including Seattle, and expresses respect and commitment to ensuring Seattle remains a welcoming and safe place for people of all faiths. And whereas the fasting month of Ramadan is a time of reflection, clarity, and commitment to community, the spirit of Ramadan, of gratitude, generosity, and dignity for all people, is one that continue to inspire all people to work together for one Seattle. And whereas the city of Seattle recognizes Eid al-Fitr, am I saying that right? practiced that a little bit, but I knew I'd mess it up. I want to say it perfectly. Eid al-Fitr. I sound like I'm speaking Spanish. Oh, thank you. I wanted to say it right. That is the celebration of the conclusion of the month-long observance of Ramadan, as well as recognizes the holiday, celebrated to commemorate the conclusion of the annual Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca by Muslims, and whereas the City of Seattle recognized that both many employees and community members at large who follow the Islamic faith observe, and now therefore, I, Bruce Harrell, Mayor of Seattle, do hereby proclaim April 28th, 2022 to be American Muslim Holidays Recognition Day. Thank you. So, I'm going to give this to you. And what I want to say in closing is this. These are indeed strange times where we have to wear masks because of COVID, where we see race and social justice issues all around us. And although I belong to a different faith, I believe that when you pray and I pray, the world becomes brighter. That the love we have, the feeling that we have of love and faith, it's the same feeling. We love our children. We respect our elders. We respect our elders, by the way. See, I'll say this about the youth foundations. When I was your age, I thought I knew everything. You couldn't tell me a lot, and I'd drive my mother and father crazy. And now that I have children and grandchildren, I realize, no offense, I really didn't know that much. But I was always willing to learn, and I believe in the same principles in your age that I believe in now, which is hard work, honesty, integrity, respect. Your organization, quite honestly, are the answers of brilliance in this society. So I'm honored to be part of you, and I heard your request well, and we're going to think about how we can be the best partner with many of you. You truly are, quite frankly, when old people like us, you truly are why we live and we work hard, such that you can be a better generation for us. You are our future. We love you, respect you, and we hope to be good elders to you. Thank you very much for having me tonight. Thank you. Yes, let's do it.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to call the community up here to take a photo with Mayor Bruce before he leaves, because he has to take off right after his speech. So please come up here, or you won't get Iftar tonight. Come on, folks. All the young men in the back. Come on.
Ladies too.
Our youth back there, please come up here. This is about you.
Posey. Gentlemen first, then ladies first.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Let's do a gentleman's picture first, and then we'll do the ladies later. Or do you want to do it? Okay. Hamdi said no.
Together.
Hamdi said no. It's Hamdi's everywhere.
She is. She's our boss.
It's gonna be at least one white Muslim.
Yes, right here.
Edward, you have to go first, man. Yeah, so really kind of. I think there should be enough.
That was good.
Cozy. So, give this as a gift from one of the community members and tell them to stop them because we have stop, please.
Okay, okay, folks. Thank you. We're gonna try to continue our program. We thank you, Mayor, for being here. Yes. And okay. I'm gonna give him the gift.
No, let me get people to sit. All right, everybody, if you guys can have a seat, back again. Rahman, inshallah. All right, guys, we gotta have a seat. It's enough. It's enough. Thank you.
Okay, to continue our program, we're going to call on our state representative, who's been here with us from the beginning, always here supporting our community.
She's gonna go first. Give her name, Sophia.
Okay. Sophia. Okay, so Sophia's going to? Yeah.
I'll go back.
Okay.
You want me to come back?
Yeah, come back after Tina, inshallah. Okay. Tina, Orwell, if you can make your way over, please. And let's get everyone to sit down, please, so we can continue. Thank you.
She said she doesn't want to.
No, she said I told her right after because I already called.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on up, please. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir. People are sitting down right now. The picture thing was a little bit over.
But you had to do it. You know, I totally get it. What a great guy he is.
Yeah, yes,
So.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't want to.
All right, guys, please. We have elected officials and community leaders that are going to give us words of support for us. It's going to be 2 minutes long for each individual. It's very important because Iftar is coming up that you guys please have a seat. Everyone that is standing, please have a seat. We are trying to follow a schedule. We're already behind. All right, thank you, Tina.
Good evening. Ramadan Kareem. It's an honor to be here tonight, and I'm just so excited to be a partner as we move forward and to have the Youth Foundation in our community. And you know, one of the reasons that I ran for the legislature is I want every student to have a path to be successful. And it's about our children. It's about their paths. And one of the things I've had the honor to do these last 5 years is to partner with an incredible agency called Open Doors. And we've been working on language access. You know, every parent has the right to know about their child's education in a language that they can understand. And, you know, part of being elected official is I get my marching orders from the community. And when Ginger Kwan calls me, I pick up that phone. And like, what can I do? And so it's been very humbling and educational, but we have worked together the 5 years. And, you know, I never thought it would be such a big lift. And really, when I started hearing stories from families, they weren't feeling welcome at the school. They weren't feeling part of their kids' education. We need to do better. We need to do better. So after 5 years, we got the bill through this year. I need to do a shout out to Mahad. Where are you, Mahad? Are you here? He was part of our team. So I want to say thank you. You know, some of the most powerful testimony on the legislation came from youth. And youth that had to be interpreters for their families. No student should have to be an interpreter. And so the stories of the families, I got to know so many community advocates, and they would share their story of 20 years ago and the experience they had in the schools, and that it was so sad to me that that necessarily has not changed. And so I'm really pleased because the work we're doing is really grounded in the community. The community is going to be overlooking all of this work as we move forward, from the trainings for the interpreters, to make sure we have more people entering interpreting, that we have best practice, and that our schools are really meeting with families, right? They need to be listening and learning from families. So I'm really excited. I was at a big event with Open Doors right before coming here, and I decided to fast a day. And I have to tell you, that's a really powerful thing to remind ourselves the blessings that we have in our life. And I think about all the families, and I think about how many kids go to bed hungry. And really our job is public service. And so I was there, and to celebrate the legislation of language access, they gave us these big cakes. And they put this big piece of chocolate cake in my hand. And so I said, can you put that in a baggie for later? But you know, it's just the self-discipline, the public service, and I just want to say that I just really want to honor you and just how important you are in our community, and how humbled I am to be a partner. And so, just so you know, moving forward, and just I'm going to pick up the phone whenever you call. And I know with Open Doors, we're working on a multiple cultural village. And for planning, we were able to get $950,000 this year to help on the planning of that. So I want to partner with you. I want to make sure that you have what you need, because it's about our kids, right? It's about our kids and having just the future pathways, because we want them to be successful and to be leaders. And they are leaders. They are already. So I thank you for inviting me tonight, and I just look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Representative. Next, I want to call on our King County Councilman member, Dave Apograth. Please join us.
Up the Grove is a mouthful. Up the Grove is a mouthful, so I forgive you. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. You know, as the sun sets on a very, very beautiful day, I want to express my thanks and my appreciation to the Muslim American Youth Foundation. As an elected member of the King County Council, I am very honored to be included as a guest at the Iftar. You know, the opportunity for those of us from outside the Muslim faith to share in this observance with you is a reflection of the generous spirit with which you celebrate Ramadan. The mission of MAYF, the Muslim American Youth Foundation, under the exceptional gifted leadership of Sheikh Yahya Sufi, is a mission that all people from all cultures and all faiths would be wise to embrace. You heard it earlier tonight. The mission is to educate, enrich, and enlighten the youth of the community. And nowhere do we find a more universal value than the importance of providing our children with a good education, one that helps them grow into capable adults and good citizens and that prepares them for the future. Nothing is more universal than a mother's love for her child, a family's dream for the future. So I have hope that the children are the common bond that will help us reduce the fear, dispel the myths, and end prejudice against people of Muslim faith. But on this front, it's clear we have more work to do together. But I still have hope. Not only, as was mentioned by the mayor, does our Constitution guarantee freedom of religion, but let's remember that the first European settlers here in America were people who were fleeing religious persecution and religious oppression in Europe and came here in search of the freedom to worship. So I actually think nothing could be more quote-unquote American than welcoming and respecting people of all faiths. So tonight, here in Burien, at the Muslim American Youth Foundation, in the gymnasium where I learned to play basketball as a child, in a spirit of friendship, we celebrate that understanding and respect. Ramadan Mubarak, have a blessed and peaceful Iftar, and thank you for letting me share in this special evening.
Thank you. Next, we'll call on our community member, Hamdi. Please come up here and share some words with us. Thank you. She's been avoiding this, by the way.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Hamdi Mohammed. I am one of your Port of Seattle commissioners and also the director of the Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. But I'm here today as a community member, as someone who's part of the MAYF family, and I asked the speakers tonight to not call on me because I just wanted to be in community. And so I'll just take this moment to recognize all the amazing Muslim Americans who are in this room, having Mayor Bruce Harold up here and recognizing the two Islamic holidays is a really big deal for our community. We have been a community that has been dealing with hate crime and all sorts of things, and we add to the local economy, we add to the social and cultural fabric of both Seattle and King County. I am grateful to stand on the shoulders of so many amazing Muslim leaders like Mama Hamdi, leaders like Awal Farah, leaders like Ahmed Abdul, who is the executive director of the Somali Health Board, leaders like Abdul Yusuf, my amazing husband, Daoud Ali Khalid, leaders like Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, who always holds it down for the community and doesn't often get recognized for the hard work that you put in, and so many amazing Muslim leaders who are in this room. And so I hope tonight that you all feel seen, that you feel seen by your community members and elected leaders. There are so many movers and shakers who are in this room tonight, and for them to share space with all of us means a lot. And I'm just, I feel my heart is very full and feel very grateful to be in this room with all of you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Sister Hamdi. I wanted to honor Sister Hamdi's request first, and then I looked back there and I see all our future women who needs the voice and to see someone that looks like him. So thank you for that. And that's an important part of this, so I appreciate you. Next, I want to call on our King County Council member, Gurzmay Sahaile.
Nice try on the name. Hi everybody, I'm Gurmai Zahalai. I'm a King County Council member, and any other day I would be on this basketball court wearing basketball shorts, crossing up your favorite player's favorite player. But today I'm here to give a speech. So thank you so much to MAYF for inviting us into this beautiful and sacred space. And thank you, Dave Updegrove, for letting me into District 5. I appreciate you. Is this not District 5? This is District 8? Oh, redistricting, okay. Okay, so this is not District 5 anymore. I'm learning things on stage live with the lights and cameras on me. It's a great feeling. Thank you also to all our Muslim brothers, sisters, family members here and around the world. Ramadan Kareem. On behalf of our council office and all of King County in general, I wish all of you happy Ramadan, full of gratitude and spiritual renewal. As we collectively experience one of the most turbulent and challenging times of our generation, the ideals and principles of Ramadan have never been more important. As we witness crisis after crisis around the world, which can leave us feeling sad and disillusioned, the holy month asks you to recommit to your faith. As this virtual world that we're living in continues to separate and isolate us, the holy month has brought us together to eat dinner together, to break bread together at this Iftar dinner. As more people around King County suffer from the pandemic and homelessness and gun violence, the holy month tells us to uplift those that are less fortunate, to care for one another, to love one another, to bring each other gifts, to show each other love and gratitude, because we all understand that our faiths are intertwined. We understand that we are here for our neighbors. We understand that we are family. We understand that we are friends. But we also know that our society doesn't always live up to these ideals. We also understand that hate crimes against our Muslim family here and around the world are on the rise. We know that there are many places around the world where our Muslim family can't even pray in peace. So we as your representatives in government must commit to you that we will continue to build a King County that welcomes everyone, a King County where everyone can live and love and build and pray in peace. I know everybody at that table commits to that. I know everybody at that table commits to that. I know your neighbors commit to that. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak with all of you, to connect with all of you. Ramadan Kareem, and may the sun set immediately, like ASAP. Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll call on our Berrien City Council, Sarah Moore, please join us. Sarah Moore here? No. Jim Mata, come join us, please. Thank you for representing the city building.
Buenas tardes. Assalamu alaikum. I sit here today celebrating with you when I had somebody with a dream who walked in my office, Dr. Sefa, and he says, at the time I'm the mayor of the city, and he says, Mayor, I'm looking for a building. And I'm looking for a building for youth to play basketball, to go swimming. And I'm sitting in the office going, where am I gonna find this building? And so I calmly said, we're gonna look for a building. And I said, and I called him, I said, well, I got the perfect building. And he goes, Mayor, no, we've tried that, it's too much money. I said, let's go try again. Let's go try again. Let's not give up. You know, today I celebrate with you because it's important to celebrate the moments when we win. See, this home here is a home where we invigorate ourselves, where we pray, where children get to hear the stories of their elders, of the homelands, the stories of land that we don't get to see in America because it's a different place. You know, my parents came to this country because of the Civil War of Guatemala. My parents aren't from Mexico. And a lot of people think that my family's from Mexico, but they're not. But look at this. The leaders in this room today saw the vision of the future of our children. And youth, let me just give you this message in closing. Imagine this before you go sleep tonight. In 20 years from now, you are making history and you will be talking about the first celebration of your center. In 20 years from now, you will be graduated from University of Washington, Stanford, the best colleges in America. In 20 years from now, some of you are going to own one of the best successful businesses, but you will always have a home of worship. And I want to thank you. And youth, this is for you. Remember, we can only make things possible when we come together as a fist. And the only way we can hold ourselves accountable is through you. So when politicians come and tell you, this is what we'd like to see, well, they should be able to call the names of those individuals. And so I'm gonna, in closing today, that plywood that's out there, because I was not happy when I found out that we have not had a report back to this community center of if it's still an active investigation. And we will hold those people accountable, and we will ask the questions, elected officials, and you will be told who broke that window. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the call list, I'm not doing very good with names. I think that table is mad at me right now, so I'm going to try my best. So we'll call our Seatac City Council. Igal, please join us. Thank you, sir. Mohammed, Fawzi.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And I will be the first speaker who will be able to speak Somali and English. Well, broken English and Somali. My name is Mohammed Igal, and I am member of City of Seatac City Council. I want to welcome you, all of you, to our community, and when I say our community, I mean your community. We know that you could be other places, but it's great honor that you take time and share Iftar at the end of Ramadan. On behalf of the Mayor Simpson and the City Council, I want to let you know that you are very important to us in our city, and we are committed in supporting you. So I want you to know that. I also would like to say a few things in Somali. Assalamu alaikum again. And waxaan rabaa inaan idin sheego in horta aan idin dhaho happy iftar. Ilaahay idinka maaragtaa ajar iyo abaal siiyo soonkii dheeraa oo aad soo soonteen. Soon waxaa ka haray 3 casho. Waxaan ilaahay idinkaga rajaynayaa inay noqoto mid ilaahay idinkoo dhan idinkugu dambi dhaafo, dadka muslimiinta ah meel kastoo ay joogaan ay ugu dambi dhaafo, aan ugu dhowaano tawxiidka iyo islaamnimada. Waxaan rabaa inaan idiin sheego maanta waxaan la hadlay mayorka, waxaan ku yiri imow eventigan, wuxuuna igu yiri waxaad iga gaarsiisaa salaanta mayorka. waxaan rabaa inaad iga guddoontaan. Marka waxaan rabaa inaan idiin sheego anagu magaaladeedu magaaladan Biiriyan iyo Tagwiil u dhaxaysa waa magaalo dhan oo halkaana. waxaad idinku tihiin, waxaad u taagan tihiin iyo waxa idinka maqanba, waxaanu diyaar u nahay inaanu idinka caawino oo idinkala shaqeyno arrintaas haddii alla idmo. khayr tiro badan baa idiin rajeynayaa. Assalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuhu. afurkiina waa soo dhaweey afura. Assalaamu calaykum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Jazakallah, Brother Mohammed. We'll call on our Mayor, Sophia Aragon. Please join us.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation to be here. This is such a beautiful facility. And if I just close my eyes and not look out, it sounds like I'm at a Filipino party, where even if you are here making a speech, that everyone else has more important conversations, of course, about family. So, I didn't really think that in my lifetime that I would hear the importance of the society as a whole really embracing different cultures. So as an immigrant here with my family, my mom and dad, when I was in the Philippines, or when we moved here from the Philippines, there was often times where I see other adults hurt them. They would be insulted, they would be ignored, they wouldn't be understood. And as a child, I often represented my family to banks, to people in the stores that weren't nice to them. And I remember feeling, and I didn't want to admit this, and maybe as a child, I didn't really understood what I was feeling, but I was feeling ashamed. I was feeling like I didn't belong. And so I just feel that you are all so lucky, and I wish I had a community like this, where I knew where people were standing behind me, number one. And secondly, to be as organized to really stand up to your government, your elected officials, and say, this is what we need. This is what we need to be successful. So I congratulate you in this holy time in your, not only your solidarity, but your power together, and clearly that the influence you have in your community here in Burien. So I look forward to working with you all as partners. And I was just thinking of this funny Filipino saying that we say about our children is that you know you're Filipino if you hang all of your children's diplomas and certificate on the wall, because for you that is art that your children have succeeded. So thank you so much and have a lovely evening, and I'm looking forward to talk to most of you.
Thank you very much. Mama Hamdi, please join us. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته دمانتين dad ajnabiyana waa inay la joogaan laakiin waxaan ku hormarayaa afkeena Soomaaliga waa galab aad iyo aad qaali u ah anigu masaajidkan iyo goobtan midna hadda ka hor ma imaan saad u ogsoontihiin waxaan mashquul ku ahaa ijaar bixinta iyo sidii looga soo kaban lahaa COVID-19 xaafadayadu annaga waa Seatac waa meesha aanu ku nahay maaragtay runtii gobta ku nahay oo aanu kaga raysanay dhibaatooyinkii la xiriiray cudurkii faafi jiray COVID-19 dhammaantiin kolley waad garanaysaana waa taqaanaan waa maalin wanaagsan waa ku farxay inaan imaado maxfalkan waxaan ku farxay inaan arko isbeddelkan iyo noloshan cusub oo caruurtayada u bilaabatay dhammaanteed dadaalkaas dad badan baa soo sameeyay waxaan ilaahay uga mahadnaqayaa dhalinyaradii u kacday yaxya uu ka mid yahay laakiin aan liiskooda dhan wada haynin iyo ummadda muslimka ah oo inta isu tagtay noo ogolaatay inaan ka raysano rafaadka la'aanta aanan haysan meel aanu isugu nimaadno meel arooskayga ku dhiganno meel caruurtu noogu ciyaarto meel xafladaha bini'aadanka nagu xeersan ama mujtamaca ama elected officialska intaanu ku casunno aanu ugu sheegan karno baahidayada waxaan u malaynayaa inaan intaa wixii ka dambeeya aan xoogaa marka ku wareego dhinaca afka Ingiriiska anigoo soo dhaweynaya dadka martida noo ah iyo idinkaba dhammaantiin and I'm switching to English a little bit. I just talked about the importance of having such a center where our children can prosper, where our elders can come and socialize, where our families can thrive, and our moms who really feel that, you know, that absolute isolation in terms of their barriers with the English language is going to be probably tackled and a little bit, you know, not necessarily completely eliminated, but will have a dent. I also want to thank to the officials, elected officials who came. I see you know, our really the so well-connected community leaders such as Dave Apograth, Girmaiza Helai, Tina Orwell, and the mayors as well, even though I haven't met her before probably. The mayor of Pirian, we are so grateful to have you. This time it's you. The other year it was Jimmy. So proud of this center. Extremely, in the beginning, the first time when I came in the south, we don't have centers like this or mosques like this. But one time I went all the way to Redmond to attend a mosque. And then I came back with that feeling of, we have rich Muslims and we have poor Muslims, which means I don't feel like I'm a poor Muslim today. I don't feel that 1995 when Yahya was a young man and he came is that same way, and he has brought change definitely, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the hard work and the commitment. But there is one thing that I need to add to that. Elected officials are elected by us, and it's only us who can put them back to the seat. So you have to recognize that you are the boss. Elected officials are not your boss. You are the boss. You gotta tell them what you need, because now that you have a voice and a power, then if you put your power and your voice together, then you will have your needs. You will not suffer as we suffered the years that have passed. I've been doing this work for almost 20 years, and I just felt like that, we are just putting our first step to progress. And racism is real. Xenophobia, which is much harder than racism, is real. I have seen it with my eyes. Xenophobia is not something that only between white and black, but xenophobia is between black and black, people of color to people of color. It is all about who speaks the language better, who can express themselves better, who are well connected better. So now it is your time. It's the time that you need to shine. We have educated young people. We have people who can speak for you as you wish, but all you need is to vote as well. To vote and put people in the office as well as take people out of the office. You have both chances. So I'm saying this because I've had it enough. I've struggled. I've climbed mountains that I could never reach the peak. But I promised to myself to reach the peak through you, through the youth, because it's one generation after the other when things become like satisfactory, or we feel that fulfillment that we're looking for. I don't want to talk more than I did, but I'm really so proud of this place, and I'm thankful to God the Almighty that has given us this chance, that has made us come together to Ramadan, and that has allowed us to break the fast together this afternoon. Thank you so much, and Eid Mubarak, Eid Diwasos'atay.
Jazakallah khair, Mama Hamdi. So we're gonna do the call of prayer for the adhan. I know some of you are already breaking fast, so we'll break our fast, and then we'll hang out for a little bit here, and we'll have a little pause, and I'll give you some instructions after the adhan. So, Brother Abu Zaid, tafadhal.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Thank you. Unfortunately, we're out of time for the other speakers, but I want to honor our speakers that we had on the list that didn't get a chance to be up here. So we want to thank our community leaders, Dr. Ahmed Abdul, who's a big pillar in the community and actually a personal, someone I look up to. So thank you for being here and being with us. Thank you. And Ahlam Moomin, Executive Director of Seattle Ride and Share Drive, thank you for being here today. Also Dr. Ziad, thank you for being here as well today with us. So the next plan on the agenda, so we're gonna, the call for prayer is gonna happen. So when you hear the iqamah, please feel free to go and pray. Our guests that are not praying, please hang tight and wait for us so we can continue this event. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear, so continue eating and enjoy yourself as well. Thank you.
Just tell them those two we have, and then we can give them now.
Burke, Burke, Burke.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم